I'm Ben Hooper, and this is Weekend Odds and Ends, a special Friday edition of the UPI Odd News Minute for October 11th, 2024. Welcome to Weekend Odds and Ends, our weekly roundup of the missed odd-portunities that didn't quite make it into this week's podcasts. First up, Fat Bear Week has come to a close, with a beloved mama bear named Grazer winning her second consecutive title. Alaska's Katmai National Park and Preserve announced Grazer, officially designated as Bear 128, earned the most votes in this year's bracket, beating other favorites including her longtime rival, Chunk, aka Bear 32. The park said, "This pudgy sow wins a successful winter in the den for all her hard work raising a cub and feasting on salmon all summer long." Fat Bear Week is described as a celebration of success and survival. It is a way to celebrate the resilience, adaptability, and strength of Katmai's brown bears. Officials said all of the Bruins in this year's bracket did an admirable job of packing on the pounds, writing, "Congrats to all the fat bears in Katmai, and thanks again to the salmon. Without healthy salmon, there would be no healthy, fat bears." Speaking of hearty meals, a crash on a California highway caused an hours-long traffic jam when a vehicle lost its load of sweet potatoes into the roadway. The California Highway Patrol's Merced post said traffic on southbound Highway 99 in Livingston was brought to a standstill earlier this week when the truck covered the road in hundreds of speed bump spuds. The road was reopened after a cleanup operation lasting several hours. Elsewhere in the vegetable kingdom, the British farm that holds the Guinness World Record for largest pumpkin mosaic unveiled this year's gourd art, a tribute to the new film, Beetlejuice. Sunnyfields Farm, located near Tottenhamshire, said fans voted on the theme for this year's pumpkin mosaic, and 70% of the votes went to the character played by Michael Keaton in Tim Burton's 1988 film and this year's sequel. Farmer Ian Nelson said, "There are over 10,000 pumpkins and squashes in the mosaic. It took about 50 hours of planning on paper, and then we built it in one day, with 15 people starting at 9:30 a.m. and finishing at 4:30 p.m. It is not yet clear whether this year's mosaic will take the Guinness World Record from Sunnyfield Farm's 2023 mosaic, which depicted Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That mosaic covered an area of 2,081 square feet. Meanwhile, in mountaineering news, a Las Vegas man spent nearly 23 hours going up and down the stairs in his home to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to ascend and descend the height of Mount Everest on stairs. Sean Greasley had to climb and descend a distance of 29,031 feet and 5.5 inches on the stairs to match the height of the world's tallest mountain. He also came up with some of his own rules, including not using the banister, as he says, "You wouldn't have that on Everest." Greasley managed the feat in 22 hours, 57 minutes, and 2 seconds, enough time to originate the record. And finally, in our recurring segment, The Afternoon Rush, serial record breaker David Rush showed off his blindfolded b-ball skills by dribbling for 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 2 seconds. Rush's earlier attempt at blindfolded dribbling lasted for 1 hour, 55 minutes and 21 seconds, but was disqualified because he was seated while dribbling, which apparently is not allowed in basketball. His second attempt, this time in the Guinness-approved standing position, was much harder on his back and left him with less control, Rush said. The record breaker said he believes he could have gone longer, but his attempt ended at 1 hour, 37 minutes and 2 seconds because his Guinness-required witnesses had to leave. That total was still enough to clinch the title. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. What unusual skill do you have that should be a Guinness World Record? Let us know in the comments.